Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of In Case You Missed It, 30 for those who are keeping track, which I think is only Tommy, and he's not here again. And as you might have seen if you're watching this on YouTube, you might be thinking Jeff Goldblum's back. It's not Jeff Goldblum. No. Miles, you're back while Tommy's on holiday.
Thank you. I feel like I should be someone else this week.
Who are you going to be?
Nick Offerman. I'm seeing Nick
Sure.
Offerman at the end of the week. As are
Yeah.
you?
Yes, I am.
I'm Nick Offerman now. Hello.
Hi, Nick Offerman. He listens.
He does. Yeah. He's a fan of the show, friend of the show.
So I think Tommy set you back next week, so you might have competition.
Oh, look, oh, genius. Who's he going to be?
Him? I think he's just going to be himself.
Boring.
What's your problem with Twitter?
Lame. What?
What's your problem with Twitter?
My problem is that I know I don't have it, and therefore I feel threatened by other people. Well, why am I deleting it?
Yeah.
I just never used it, and so I've got this
When
like
you start
account
using
floating
it?
around somewhere. I might have to. I don't know. I don't care. Like social media, I completely appreciate it, but I just find updating it constantly very tedious, especially over multiple platforms.
Yeah, fair.
And I don't have a business to run through it as you do.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. My day-to-day life hasn't been. I don't miss out on very much because I'm not on social media. I haven't really had a hindrance to my life because of it, so I've just decided to delete it. If I want it, I can get it back. It's fine.
Fair. Let's jump into the trailers. We've got only a couple because obviously the big thing that happened last weekend was D23.
Which I only found out about last week in the episode.
Yeah. So we've only got two trailers to talk about, and then so if you want to skip ahead a couple of minutes, if you want to listen to the D23 stuff.
Are you gonna bother to put the timestamp on?
Nope. Okay. Do it yourself.
Yeah, work it out. Stupid.
So the first trailer we got was for The King, a Netflix film starring Timothée Chalamet, Robert Pattinson, Ben Mendelsohn, and a whole host of other people. Great cast.
Yeah, it was a bigger cast than I thought it would be.
It's Netflix.
Yeah,
this one.
They've got money.
While we're talking about Netflix, I thought I want to get your reaction to the runtime for The Irishman came out yesterday.
I can't remember what that film is.
Bobby De Niro, Martin Scorsese.
Oh yeah. What was the runtime?
3.5 hours.
Yeah, no. It's basically a series.
But it's good. It's going to be on Netflix.
That's true. Yeah, I suppose you can watch it in chunks if you want.
You can watch in chunks. No one's going to the cinema to watch that.
Oh yeah, I don't think
I don't know what the release schedule will be because there was talk about how it was going to be released in America because major chains didn't want to pick it up because, well, it now seems to be because of the runtime of it. Would make sense.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think many people are going to sit through that. I suppose most people don't check runtimes though.
But no, argue. But because it's going to be pushing for those Academy Award nominations, obviously has to be shown in a certain amount of screenings so it can get.
I've got no idea how that works. That's fair.
That's how it works. So we'll get some. I think it's only been shown in some smaller theaters instead, but I think Netflix now owns some theaters. So.
Yeah, I always thought it'd be a good idea if Netflix could open a chain of cinemas. And then you could pay for an extra tier on your plan to basically have the equivalent of an unlimited card or whatever Odeon does.
Yeah,
I thought that'd be quite a good idea.
Yeah. What did you think of this trailer for The King? Are you a fan?
Oh yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked by Netflix.
Chalamet
actually, it's a difficult one because it could either be really good or just kind of a boring drama. That's
I watched one a while ago, which was Outlaw King, which is one with Chris Pine on Netflix. And
I saw that, it didn't grab me.
Yeah, I know I watched it. I don't really remember what happens.
I was going to say, would you recommend it? But if you don't remember, it's probably not.
But the fact that this has got a lot of more of a stronger cast, and when you've got a Timothée Chalamet in there, who has been pretty consistent with noms since Call Me by Your Name, really, and then he was Lady Bird as well, and he's in Little Woman as well, which it's got Meryl Streep in, so it's going to be full of. It's going to be full of Oscar noms, that film.
Yeah. I think it's definitely. I think it looks like it's going to be a good medium between straight Oscar bait and an actual enjoyable film.
It's that same sort of. It's like we were just talking about. It's a Netflix film, so I imagine depending on how it's received, it will get a release in cinemas or not. Again,
I
the same
so.
thing we're talking about.
I like the cinematography in it.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that.
It looked like it would be a good film to see in the cinema. Maybe not one. If we were going back to buying DVDs and Blu-rays, I don't know if it looks like the kind of film that you'd want to have and keep watching, but something you'd want to view as an experience. If you've got a good setup at home or just the cinema, it looks like that kind of film.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this is received. It's one of those sort of films where you either hear it's great or it just passes you by, which tends to be Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I've picked it up on the social media.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, but we've already said that I don't go on it that much,
Yeah.
so it must be doing quite well.
Well, for the kid, this.
Yeah, I knew about this surprisingly before you showed it to me. But yeah, I think my gut feeling is it looks good. I think I definitely want to see it. I think because you normally do the yes no, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would definitely be a yes from me. I think
Yeah, it's a yes from me, but it depends on word of mouth as to how quickly I'll watch it.
Has it got any reviews?
No, not yet.
I feel like based on the marketing so far, it's probably going to be one of those ones that's shoved at the top.
This
of Netflix.
is the first, probably. This is the first trailer we've had for it.
Yeah, it'll probably be like shoved at the top of Netflix for a couple of weeks. You probably just get round to it.
I keep getting Peaky Blinders, which obviously isn't Netflix, but because it's now
on
back.
Netflix, though.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, but because it's not, it's obviously a BBC production.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yes for me, and Tommy will cry at this film because Tommy cries at every film.
Oh, I think you just meant because he didn't like it.
No, he just cries at every film.
It's okay to be emotional, Tommy.
Whereas we balance each other out because he cries at every film. I've never cried at a film.
Oh, okay.
The other trailer for which you didn't want to watch, but I made you watch, was the big trailer, arguably bigger than some of the other Disney trailers that we got, was for the final trailer for Joker.
Yeah, I mean, I do lockdowns for films that I really like or films that I know I'm going to see anyway, so why would I spoil them for myself?
Yeah.
This one was kind of like a tentative lockdown because I did see the first trailer.
Yeah.
But at that point, I knew that I was going to really like it, so I didn't go out of my way to avoid this one, but equally, I'd be quite happy not watching it. Yeah. But having said that, it's not very spoilery.
No.
I think it sort of gives you the same amount of information as the first one.
Although I watched Taxi Driver yesterday
for
the first time. Have you watched it?
No, I haven't. I just know the main gun scene from it.
Yeah, I mean, having watched it, it's now very apparent to me how similar it is in story-wise it might be.
From what I've heard, that's not a bad thing.
No, definitely not. And King of Comedy is the other one I haven't watched, but again, there's apparently stuff in there that kind of parallels to this, both Scorsese, De Niro films. I'm actually more and more excited about this film. We've got just over a month to go before it comes out, and I'm still a little bit tentative about it, but when you've got someone like Joaquin Phoenix leading it,
great casting.
It's incredible casting. And
I wouldn't have. I don't know if I'd have thought of it before. I remember watching The Master last year.
Yes.
Which and it's not really like the character
we spoke about. It's a good.
We did.
We spoke about on an In Dispute, which is coming out in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. So it's a good theming.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just going to say, it's not really connected in terms of characterization, but there's, his general performance, but also especially the interview scene. If anyone's seen The Master, you can find it on YouTube. It just showed me how much he could carry a role like the Joker, especially in this kind of gritty version of it. So I'm definitely excited.
I think
for it.
Someone as talented as Joaquin Phoenix could carry any role.
To be fair, yeah, but
he's just one of those actors. He's like he's one of the top tier actors. But he's a Daniel Day-Lewis tier actor. I'd say.
I wouldn't have thought about it. Daniel Day-Lewis is kind of he's revered to the point of memes at this point. He's kind of in his own little league. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this. I just think, like I say, things like The Master show me that he can play unhinged, which is a very specific thing to pull off without being too sort of campy. Going between Heath Ledger's Joker and I've forgotten his name already. What's his name? The other one?
Jack Nicholson.
No, he's good. The newest one.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. I always thought Jared Leto just seemed like an over-the-top caricature of Heath Ledger's Joker. And don't get me wrong, I think anyone following that would have had a hard time.
Yeah,
it's difficult to play unhinged crazy without going ooh, I'm crazy, I've got a knife, ooh.
Oh, the Joker's there.
Oh my
He's in the room.
But yeah, you know what I mean. I think he's going to be able to carry that realism in his madness, if you like.
Yeah. What do you think about Todd Phillips directing it?
I'm rubbish with director. What else has he done?
The Hangover. And The Hangover 2.
I mean, I can't really judge based off that.
And
I like the Hangover films.
There was the War Dogs, which was...
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, you didn't watch it.
Yeah, I like the Hangover films. I can't remember them in that much detail, but I definitely enjoyed them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got no reason to doubt him. Put it that way. I'm not particularly excited.
Yeah, my faith in this film is more in the performance than it is, and that's more what I'm excited for necessarily rather than the story.
Plus, the trailers I think are doing a good job of sort of giving you.
It's the character. It's Joaquin Phoenix. Those things are what grabs you. It's not the fact that it's a Todd Phillips or.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's some directors that I sort of pick up on, but generally I'll judge films on a case by case basis. Like you can have people who've directed. Like I say, he directed the Hangover films. Yes. Now he's doing this.
Yeah.
It's by all accounts. It's gonna be set to be a very good film.
Yeah.
And maybe that's gonna completely do a 180 on how we perceive his filmmaking ability. So I don't think you can really judge someone that much off their previous films.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see.
So is that a yes for you?
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a big yes for me. I was tentative about it.
I've been on board since the beginning. I'm. This is going to be sacrilege. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, so I think my favourite films that I'm looking forward to at the moment are It, followed by this film.
Interesting. Which is just under a week away?
Oh, I am.
Oh, no. Exactly a week away.
Is it?
Till we watch.
Yes.
When we're recording this.
Hell yeah.
That's it for the trailer. Oh, yeah, it was a yes for me for the Joker.
Yeah.
So that was it for trailers. Again, a quieter one. But we've got lots of other trailers as part of our big discussion and what's going to cover most of the rest of the episode. As we're talking all the D23 announcements that was last weekend, last Friday, and Saturday they announced all of their stuff. We'll start with all the Disney Plus stuff, and there was a lot, and then we'll talk about the theatrical film section. So the first one I want to talk about was another trailer, one that comes with Disney Plus in November for people that are in America and get it early, apart from us in the UK that won't get it till January.
Stop crying, James. I can see the
I am, because it's Sky's fault.
Is it? I don't know anything about the politics of this.
It's just to do with their contract. The contract with Disney runs out at the end of this year.
Okay.
So we won't get Disney Plus here and Disney Plus.
Yeah, I've never had Sky. The place I've got is like Now TV.
But yeah, there's Sky.
Yeah.
But because the Sky, I saw the other day that they're doing a Star Wars channel again in the next couple of weeks, obviously to build up to Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, because their contract is going until the end of this year, we won't get any. Disney Plus doesn't launch until January next year, annoyingly. Which will probably come back to bite some of Disney. As you know, people are going to pirate some of those stuff.
That's true. I don't know. I think the subscription rate is going to be pretty high on this. Yeah.
I think people are going to get it anyway.
Disney are going to be too upset. No. But yeah, you are quite right. There's going to be a big gap.
Yeah.
People are definitely going to pirate it.
I mean, it'll be... I don't know when about. We just know it'll be early spring next year that we're going to get.
I think the thing now, though, as well, is that VPNs are so popular that I think people will also
that's true.
Get foreign accounts and just we can't get Verve in this country. I don't know if you know about that.
Yeah.
Like VR.
Yeah.
And there was like one show that I wanted to watch on that, so I've actually got
Verve just for that.
An account.
Yeah.
Which I use a VPN to get.
Yeah.
So I do pay for it, but.
So the first thing that I don't know if this is necessarily in order, but it's in a order that I'm gonna go with. Nice. Was the trailer for Lady and the Tramp, one that we already knew was coming, one that we assumed was going to come at D23, a first trailer for it. What did you think of this?
Well, it was on my radar, but I did not care about it at all. Like, I've not seen any promotional material. I've been told about it.
No, they haven't done any promotional. They've done the odd picture of, this is what the dog looks like. Because they're obviously real dogs. They're not Lion King.
Yeah. Although
they're cats and dogs in it.
The movement of the mouths and the thinking and things was actually quite good, to be honest. Like, it's not Andy Serkis's Jungle Book, whatever it was called, Mowgli.
Mowgli, yeah.
I hated that so much.
Yeah.
It looked fine. I think the thing is, I don't think I've ever met anyone whose favourite Disney film is Lady and the Tramp. And I
think I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just genuinely like.
But only one person.
I don't care about. Well, there you go. I don't care that much about these Disney remakes. I was going to say I don't know why they're doing it. I know exactly why they're doing it, but it's just please do something else.
Money. But this one's going on Disney Plus. So does that make a difference? necessarily in
guess.
that you're not. People aren't subscribing to Disney Plus just to watch Lady
No,
and the Tramp.
it's more content, which is good for anyone paying for the service.
Yeah.
But equally, they could have poured all that money into.
You'll subscribe to Disney Plus for the Marvel stuff, the Star Wars stuff. Anything else that comes with it is a bonus.
But if they're willing to pay that much money, why can't they make another original show? I mean, this is an argument about like a lot of media these days. But they could have put that much money into. I'd rather see something that was lower budget and original than this high budget on the CGI that's already been made.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's adding to.
But look decent though.
Yeah, I mean, I think with a lot of films that are coming out like that recently, I see them if I do see them.
Can't wait to see what they do with the Siamese cats.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was wondering about the crows or ravens or whatever they were from Dumbo, but they just cut them out.
Just cut them out.
So
that film there's a film on Now TV which is called like Flying Elephant or something.
Okay.
It's one of those awful like clickbaity films where you had like Transmorphers.
Oh right, yeah.
That sort of
There's like one company that makes like half of those. I can't remember what it's called.
Neither can I.
I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, I was going to say that when I do see films like this, even like something like Jurassic World 2 or something, or Jurassic World 1, it's like this didn't need to be made.
Yeah.
But if you just accept the fact that it has been made, fair enough, I want to see it. Films like that, they do a good job, so it might be a case of, I did not care if this was made or not, but yeah, they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
If they can do that, fair enough.
It's not necessarily for our target audience as well.
That's true with a lot of these things. Like, I do forget that. But equally, most of the Disney films, I mean, I could be wrong. Like when we go back and watch black and white films, it does put a lot of people of our generation off. I can kind of understand that, but I think a lot of the Disney cartoons are still of a high enough quality.
Yeah, 100%.
That
I agree with that.
People who are, born one generation below us could enjoy them just as much as we did. They're still great storytelling pieces of narrative.
Speaking of great storytelling pieces, we got our first trailer for your probably favourite trailer, the world of Jeff Goldblum, the world according to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Switching back to Jeff Goldblum temporarily while we're talking about this.
He's done a documentary where he gets to go around the world and it looks like he's going to explore one item or topic each week. And what an interesting man he is.
He's just, like, I think you said, like, there's no one like him.
There is literally no one else in the world like Jeff Goldblum.
Great. Like,
that's great.
I want him to be my uncle. Like, he just seems like the best uncle ever.
I'm lost for words because I don't know what more you can say about Jeff Goldblum.
No, it's great. It's Jeff Goldblum talking about literally anything. I'll pay for that.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Take my money.
As we move on from Jeff Goldblum, because we've got a lot to talk about, the trailer you weren't so keen on for Noel.
Oh yeah. Oh god. It's just like, it's not even cringe. It's just like a face palm throughout the entire trailer.
I think I've spoke about it on some of the earlier episodes of this show where I don't like Christmas films, in that I feel like they lean too hard on the it's Christmas, whereas something like Die Hard, it just happens to take place, which is the best Christmas film. It just happens to take place.
I'm trying to think if I can think of literally any examples to like counteract that, not to like prove you wrong, but at least to give an example of something that sort of goes against that. But I can't think of anything.
Because there isn't anything.
But the thing is with this trailer, what annoyed me more is like, other than the fact that it's just like some lazy writing and some lazy
writing, lazy jokes.
Like these, I've seen like it's just
that's my other problem. I've seen this film before.
Yeah. There was what was the film I said that it was? So it's Elf. It's Fred Claus. If you remember that film.
No, I never watched it.
It's like Santa's brother. But
I've watched a Christmas film. I'm sure they're all the same.
Pretty much, they're all the same. Yeah, exactly. There's elements of Elf. There's Fred Claus.
I don't like Elf.
There's loads of other films. Like if you watch this trailer, you'll have seen it before. You'll probably come up with examples of your own Christmas films that you've seen.
Within about 10 seconds of the trailer, you predicted the outcome of this film.
Yeah.
And you know it's right.
To be clear, Anna Kendrick will become Santa at the end of this. She'll go on a quest to find her brother, and then she'll realise that she was Santa all along.
And then she'll grow a beard and a big belly.
Still would.
This trailer isn't. Again, no one is buying Disney Plus to watch Anna Kendrick.
It's Disney Plus, is it?
Yes.
Oh, good. At least it'll be
until I say otherwise. We're on Disney Plus.
Okay. Yeah. At least it'll be away from me until I buy Disney Plus.
And then you'll watch it on repeat.
Oh yeah.
One thing that always gets me is that there's probably someone in the world, like each film is someone's favorite. Potentially.
That's true. I know a lot of films that I like that a lot of people don't like.
Exactly. So you never know.
Right, I put on The Breakfast Club for 4 of my family members, and 3 of them walked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they found it boring. They weren't prepared to like sit through the
What's wrong with them?
journey.
They're not going to sit through the Irish.
I don't want to question what's wrong with them and related to them. So it might be wrong with me.
Should we get them on the podcast and find out what's wrong with them?
I know.
Why they don't like the Breakfast
They're dead
Club?
to me now, so I don't want to speak to them.
That's fair enough. Let's go on to more important news. We talk about Marvel, and we'll talk briefly about some of their other ones. But the big announcements that they made were 3 new shows that are coming as part of Phase 4, being Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk. And which one are you most excited for?
Say them again. I've already gone.
Ms. Marvel,
right?
Moon Knight,
yeah,
and She-Hulk.
What angle are they going with Miss Marvel? I'm sorry, Ms. Marvel.
Miss Marvel, the Muslim, Pakistani, Inhuman one, which is
I don't know enough about it. I've heard the comic's really good.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Miss Marvel, but she's an Inhuman, so they're gonna have to tie in Inhumans, unless they just make her a mutant, which is probably what they're gonna do. And a lot of her stuff is quite comic-y, like the way because she can grow tall and she can stretch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she's called. Did you know why she's called Miss Marvel?
No.
She's a big fan of all the superheroes. She's kind of
yeah, there's a few comics that are going off of that angle. Now,
yeah,
like Gwenpool.
Yeah, and she's just inspired by Captain Marvel.
All right.
Takes up the mantle of Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, I think I'd probably like. I think so it's Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and
Moon Knight.
And Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So Moon Knight, I know you're going to be. That's your favorite. I already know that.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, as much as I do like Moon Knight as a character, I think I'll be interested to see how they handle it, because I think that Ms. Marvel's got a big family dynamic in the graphic novel. That's kind of like
in Ms. Marvel.
Yeah,
yeah, I think so.
It's like it's a representation of like a family that we wouldn't normally see on TV. I don't think. And I like that. I like quite grounded stories. Obviously, I just mentioned like the Breakfast Club. I like that kind of angle. And I don't know much about the character and her skill, like power set, as we just found out. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
She-Hulk, I'll also be interested in, partly in the way that they balance it. Well, firstly, I think one of my friends raised it. Are they actually going to call it She-Hulk? Like canonically in the show? Like, are they going to go like, in the show. She-Hulk's here next to Hulk, normal Hulk, male Hulk, the original. Like, how are they going to...
Maybe.
Are they actually going to go like, I'm She-Hulk?
I think they just won't. I think she'll just be like called Hulk, and then you'll hear like a background. But She-Hulk?
Yeah, probably something like that. This is what I'm...
And they just won't say her name most of the time.
Like, I'm not that worried about it. Like, I think it'll be good. I'll also be interested to see how they handle... I was going to say like big VFX, because obviously traditionally in the shows that we've seen, they're not that VFX heavy, like Daredevil and Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
But she doesn't transform. She just is this kid that she's just green and stays that way. I think she can grow like her muscles to a certain degree. I think, is that right?
I don't know. I don't know too much. The main thing that I know about her is that she breaks the fourth wall.
Oh yeah, she does. Yes,
she knows she's in the comic book.
Anyway, I was going to say like I wonder how they're going to deal with like the VFX budget, because obviously like Hulk is some of the VFX stuff.
I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem given how much money Disney are probably going to put into it. Are they just going to like
cast Ronda Rousey and then like shoot the camera upwards every time she's on screen?
Maybe. There's an interesting question about casting. There was fan art going around of Rosario Dawson, who
I can see that.
As the Netflix stuff isn't canon anymore and not happening.
I just wonder like how big are they going to make her? Because she's not like ridiculously huge.
I don't know.
She's like larger than a normal person.
I think they'll just put heels on her.
Potentially.
And
you need someone
like beef her up.
You need someone who's got like a pretty like a good deal of mass.
I mean, this show won't be coming out until 2022 earliest.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that develops. So yeah, point being, I think with Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk, there's a lot more things that I think are up in the air that keep me interested. But having said that, I do think Moon Knight is just going to be... It's going to be good.
It's going to be incredible, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. I'm interested to see, because they've said that everything on Disney Plus is going to be PG-13, or it's a 12A for us. Although sometimes that veers into 15 because of our rating system and how the differences.
Yeah, I was going to say, like... I think 15 would be what I would expect.
It's what you'd aim for, but if they are going to stick to the sort of keep it all to a similar tone to what the Marvel Universe has already. It's interesting to see how they're going to deal with that, if that is going to be the case with Moon Knight to start with, and then something like Blade. As they obviously, I imagine, well, they're going to cross over because of the nature of those characters.
Yeah. I'll be interested. I think the thing is the other two properties. Like I said, I've got a lot more questions with. Moon Knight's going to be really good.
Yeah.
But I could kind of see a few ways that they could go with that. And there's less questions for me, so that's why I'm not as curious yet.
I am really interested to see in what directions they go in. We've already heard they're going to adapt. I think it's a rumor that they're going to adapt some of the Werewolf by Night story, which he was introduced in. That was his first appearance in comics.
The J. Jonah Jameson's son, is that what it is or not?
No.
Is that a different thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I think the werewolf's name is like Jack Russell or something.
Oh yeah, it's only because in the comics the J. Jonah Jameson's son flies back. I can't remember if these are all connected. He flies back Venom from space, right? On the ship. I think that's right.
Something like that.
In some of the.
Yeah, I think there is.
But he also becomes a werewolf, like a space werewolf.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I wondered if it was the same one.
No, I don't think it is.
I was just going to say as well with the ratings.
But maybe it will be the same one.
Possibly.
Although
they
with the Spider-Man,
Far From Home, can they?
No. Oh.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man. I'm sad now. I want more J. Jonah Jameson. Oh. Yeah, I was going to say finally with the ratings, if they make it a 15, they can obviously do more with it, and because it's on TV, it doesn't matter so much if it isn't regulated. So what I mean is if you make it 15 and it was like a film for cinemas, that means that you are restricting your audience because the cinemas will ID people.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
But if you make it 15 and put it on TV, then it doesn't really don't get me wrong. Legally, they can't say that they're doing it. They could put a 15 on TV,
but knowing
full well that people under.
It's when you're under in your own home. It's up to you. It's the same way that you get children playing games and stuff and watching.
We will get some parents that will restrict it, but my suspicion is that these days that's not happening as much as when we were younger.
I definitely don't think so. Moon Knight's clearly my favourite. This character I've been longing to see for a while. There's also talk about how, because it seems that the release schedule of each TV show is going to line up with one of the films, and they might connect in some sort of way.
I've been wanting that for ages. I'm really bummed. I don't know. In Endgame, did we get any of the TV characters in the background of the final fight?
No.
Yeah, because I thought that was at least going to happen. I thought that's what they were setting up.
No, because there's such a separation between the TV studios of Marvel, which is Marvel Entertainment, I think.
Okay.
And Marvel Studios, which just did the film, because Kevin Feige isn't in charge of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Defenders. He was never in charge of any of that.
Oh yeah.
That was someone completely. I was
going to say whenever they referenced the movies, they had to be vague.
It
was Hulk, it was the green guy, or
or as constantly in the Defenders, it was the incident, which is the New York, the attack on New York, and that continuously happened. But it was all kind of one-way canon,
right.
But now they've got Mahershala Ali, who was in Luke Cage. He's going to be Blade, so it kind of proves that it's kind of out the window anyway.
I hadn't seen that Blade got casting. I'll have to have a look at that after this.
Yeah, that was at Comic-Con a while ago. Someone doesn't listen to our podcast.
Unless it comes up organically, I don't see it.
So some of the other Marvel stuff, they had stuff there for Loki, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. Loki, they didn't show anything particularly. Falcon and Winter Soldier, they announced that Emily Van Camp is coming back.
I know that name. What do I know?
She is Sharon Carter.
Oh, right, yeah.
They're also going to bring in Wyatt Russell and US Agent, who is another one of the super soldier-y people to kind of take more who wants the mantle.
Yeah, I've seen him in the comics.
And obviously Zemo is going to be in it, but we already knew that already.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's good. I liked his casting.
And the kind of one of the bigger ones that they spoke about was WandaVision, and they showed the sort of tone is going to be. I think it's the someone run that it looks like it's going to be inspired by.
Is it the one where Vision's got
he creates his own family, but it looks like it's going to be sort of the other way as to where.
Yeah, I think Mr. Sunday Movies called that as soon as it got announced.
Yeah, which it makes sense. Tom King, I've thought of it. And we would know that Kat Dennings is coming back from her roles in Thor.
Oh yeah.
She's coming back for this series. We've got Randall Park, who was in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I know Randall Park. What
he was the FBI agent in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was also in Always Be My Maybe, which is on Netflix.
I can't remember who he is. I'm going to look at first. Or not, I don't know.
And we obviously already knew Monica Rambeau was coming back as well.
There's all these names, and I'm just forgetting who they are.
Monica Rambeau is the character in Captain Marvel, the young girl. She grows up to be a superhero.
Oh yeah.
She's going to be in this as well.
I saw that announced.
The other Marvel thing they spoke a little bit about was What If, and what they're going to do with that. I'm really excited for this.
Thank you so much for it.
There was so they've officially announced that there's going to be one What If episode per MCU film. So there'll be an episode for each one. Yeah.
So what if this happened in that?
So what if the first one that we know is going to happen is that Peggy Carter becomes the super soldier and becomes Captain Britain?
Yeah, I think that was something Mr. Sunday Movies called as well.
But perhaps I don't know.
To be honest though, while I like that, I also would like completely random ones. Like I think in What If they had the Marvel Zombies in the top left of the logo.
No, Marvel's There's apparently you saw a zombie Captain America trying to take on Winter Soldier.
Okay. Well, I was going to say
they're doing something with that. That looks to be the Winter Soldiery.
In the comics, Marvel Zombies started in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So that could be a good link.
Potentially. I think these What If things are going to be so separate though.
Has anything been announced on Fantastic Four yet?
No.
Yeah.
Not yet. I think it'll be a while before. I think that's Phase 5 now. If they didn't announce if they didn't announce it here, then
I think it might be set up during Phase 4.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, I think there might be some nods.
Black Panther is an easy way to set them up, or any of the stuff anything that's set in New York. You just put the building in the background.
Yeah. He could be a good Tony Stark replacement in Mr. Fantastic.
And so before we go on to the Star Wars section, there was other shows announced and stuff that we already knew, but just a little bit of looks at. So there was Monsters at Work, which is a continuation of Monsters Inc.
Yes.
Continuing straight after.
Has it just been announced, or has there been any like?
It was announced before, but it was just kind of. They showed like two characters,
yeah. Yeah, that's what I saw. Okay, I haven't missed that much.
And then they also officially announced Forky Asks a Question, which is going to be a series of short films in the Toy Story universe.
Right. Okay. I've not seen any of the Toy Story short films.
They're mixed. They're a mixed bag actually. They're all on Now TV.
Yeah, I think I should go back and watch them.
Yeah, or they'll all be on Disney Plus. And the other quick things just to touch on, just because they were announced as well before we talk about Star Wars, was High School Musical, the series, the musical, whichever way around it is.
Yeah, what are they doing with this?
So it's a show. It's a fictional TV show about a school where High School Musical was filmed, and they're putting on a musical. They're putting on their own version of High School Musical.
No, you've already lost.
So the school in High School Musical.
The physical school.
The physical school where the film was filmed.
So they're acknowledging that it's a piece of fiction in.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's also fiction.
So the real life school.
So there's people in a school are putting on a production of High School Musical.
I'm starting to bleed from my ears right now.
The people that are putting on the performance of High School Musical go to school in the same school.
But in what
High
sense
School Musical
are they putting on a High School Musical? Like, are they just acting out the same?
No, they're putting on. It's them like being cast in the roles and all the drama
but what
behind
I mean is,
the
like,
stuff.
are they literally matching the first film?
No.
Like, are they putting on?
No, I think they're putting on like a stage production of it.
Right. This is. Why are they doing this?
It's so weird. I hate the title, and I don't think anyone's gonna watch it.
They did I saw like I wasn't that big on High School Musical, although like I can't deny that it was like a big thing growing up. Like we were the right age. Like people, if you didn't see it, people were at least talking about it, and you knew people who knew all the songs. But I saw a fake trailer put together for a few years ago for High School Musical, and it was basically like a reunion type show.
Yeah.
And it was like a fan cut trailer. And that was really good. Like they added like a bit of like nostalgia in it. It was about how these people who went to this like singing and dancing school ended up as actual adults, and the fake trailer looked better than this is sounding right now.
There's a trailer out there, but I decided we don't want to talk about it that much.
No, I don't care.
The other the two bits of news was that Lizzie McGuire's coming back, and
Really?
yeah, and Hilary Duff's coming back.
What's Hilary Duff been doing for the last 10 years?
Waiting for this moment to come back as old.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Lizzie McGuire. And the other one, I think this was actually the first one they announced, was a Phineas and Ferb film.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm a big Phineas and Ferb guy. I like it.
Then Star Wars took over, and we had the first thing they announced was that Clone Wars is going to debut in February, so that'll be once.
What is this?
They didn't finish Clone Wars when they wanted to. They wanted an extra season, and so there's literally an unfinished. There's bits out there of the unfinished season.
Right. So how did they actually end it then? If they had one season too short?
They didn't. It's left open ended.
Oh, so it didn't have an ending. Okay, so it's not like they're doing it.
Whereas
again.
this one, they've gone back and finished all the unfinished episodes.
I'm not a big. I've never watched the show. Like I said earlier, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I'm really. I'm glad that's.
I'm really excited for this.
I like that.
And to see all of it's going to be on Disney Plus, so you can go back and watch all of it.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be February. They also brought out Cassian Andor. In Diego Luna, and Alan Tudyk was there as well for their Disney Plus show that they're going to get, which is going to film next year.
Alan Tudyk's good. I like him.
Alan Tudyk is great. I love Alan. So we're going to get K2SO is going to be back in.
Oh, sweet.
That.
Is it actually him though? Because he died, right?
Yeah, no, it's a prequel.
Oh,
because they all die at the end of Rogue One.
I didn't know if you meant like he transferred his consciousness last second or something.
No, because Cassian dies as well.
Right.
Then we got the long-awaited trailer. First look we got for The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Which looks incredible.
I think it will be really good. I wasn't that sold.
This is why you buy Disney Plus.
I wasn't that sold on the trailer, but I do think it'll be good. A lot of the individual clips I liked, and I could see a lot of promise in there. I just know I wasn't a big fan.
I think it's going to be incredible. It looks gritty enough. It looks very. I was going to say, it looks like Rogue One, but that's because it's the same DP.
Oh right. Okay.
So that makes sense. I really can't wait for this series. What you probably didn't know, the IG droid that shoots like behind his back.
I know there's a famous one, and it's not that.
It's not that. This one is IG-11. But do you know who's playing him?
No, is it IG-4? Is it IG-88? Is that the original one? No, I don't know who's playing him.
Taika Waititi.
Oh no, I did know that. Yes, that's gonna be really good.
And I can't wait.
I just can't imagine it as anyone else other than like just Korg's voice coming out of that.
I know. It's just a New Zealand voice coming out with this.
To be fair, K2SO meeting that character would be great.
Oh, that would.
It's not gonna happen.
It can't happen because the Mandalorian is set post Jedi.
Yeah.
We'll never get that. Although maybe this IG droid has been around for a while.
Oh, I would like that. I don't know what character Taika Waititi is going to be playing yet, as in like what kind of character, but I think whoever it is, they should meet.
Well, yeah, this looks brutal, and I can't wait for this.
It's going to be good. What rating is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, it's on Disney Plus, so PG.
Yeah, 12A.
12A. But it can be. You see some of the stuff in Rogue One is quite.
What was Clone Wars?
Clone Wars is PG.
Was it? Alright.
Or do you mean Attack of the Clones?
Yeah, sorry, I did mean Attack of the Clones.
I think that was PG as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Revenge of the Sith, I think, was the first one that was 12A.
In the main series, that's like the most Mandalorian you get, right? Is in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, you get a lot in Clone Wars.
As a kid, that sold me. And that's like considered one of the worst films.
If you like Mandalore and all the Mandalorians, then yeah.
I was saying I'm a big fan of Django over Boba because I'm sure Boba gets a lot more stuff in the expanded universe.
But I just like his costume.
Everyone likes Boba. I don't understand why. Like I don't have anything against it.
That's all it is.
He's got the same one as Django.
No, it's not. It's a different colour. The green looks better.
I prefer blue. I guess
I prefer blue, but as a colour. But
I don't know. I think blue was one of my favourite colours growing up, so I just got attached on it.
The last thing that we got from the D23 panel was Ewan McGregor walking out, and then he asked Kathleen Kennedy, ask me if I'm going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again. So she does, and he turns to the crowd and he goes, yes! And the place goes wild.
I'm very happy, but that's a terrible way to do it.
No,
firstly, he should have started.
He just go, yes.
Hello there.
He should have. I don't know. It was all awkward because apparently the auto cue wasn't working properly.
So when he actually said "ask me," he genuinely wanted someone to ask him.
It's a really nice moment, and it's been long awaited. There's been rumours about whether a film or something was in the works. I think there probably was.
An origin film.
Though I think The guy who did Logan, James Mangold, was brought on to do it, and then because of all the
That would've been
solo
cool.
stuff,
He would have been
kind
good
of
for The Mandalorian as well.
yeah. But the Mandalorian, Jon Favreau plays a Mandalorian in Clone Wars. He voices the character, so I think that's kind of how he got into it.
I was going to say, he's not in shape enough to play him live action.
But yeah, Ewan McGregor's coming back. Kenobi, they've already done scripts for it and it's going to film next year, so we're probably looking at a 2021 release date.
Right.
We'll probably find out more next year. Well, depending on when it films, we'll probably get some casting announcement early next year, maybe, if it films later on. And then we'll get stuff at Star Wars Celebration, which I think is actually this time next year. It's a late one next year. And that's kind of it for the Disney Plus stuff. As we go into the movie panel, which was on Saturday, they kicked it off with Star Wars, so that makes a nice transition. And we got a look. Well, I wasn't sure because then Disney are normally quite funny about releasing stuff at D23, and I think because part of this got leaked, I don't know whether they were gonna release this or not. But they did anyway, and I want to see it in the cinema because trailers are always better in the cinema. We got a second look for Rise of Skywalker, and we get what looks like Evil Rey.
Evil Rey? Oh yeah, she has like
she's got red. She's got a dark cloak on. She's got a double-ended red lightsaber.
I don't think I actually acknowledged that it was red when we watched the trailer. But can I just say, I know everyone's really
kind of blind.
Everyone's really hard about this whole lightsaber thing. The design of that lightsaber looks pointless.
It's like I said, it is set up in Rebels.
Like the double-ended lightsaber from Darth Maul is at least arguably functional and has a purpose.
What do you think of what's your theory about what this could mean for her? Because that's the only real reveal we get in the trailer, apart from other random small looks. Do you think she's really Econ bad?
No.
Do you think it could be triple bluff?
I don't think they'd let.
How many bluff do you think this could be?
Well, I don't think it's bluff. I think the worst they'll do is do is it Grey Jedi? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Introduce that.
Which aren't technically canonical.
Yeah, well, I think they'll introduce that because it was it like wiped away with the extended universe?
Yeah.
When 7 came out.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the worst they'll do is introduce that canonically because they've been doing this whole dynamic with Rey being
Kylo
slightly darker and Kylo being not as dark as he would like to be. So I think they might do that because I think Mace Windu was a Grey Jedi, but not canonically. Is that right? I think.
Arguably, yeah.
I think
so there's a little bit of stuff out there as to whether maybe this is a clone of Rey. Maybe Rey's been a clone all along, and maybe there's loads of Reys, which
I hate that.
Which when you think about it, there's her vision in when she goes into that dark cave in Last Jedi.
It splits the mirror.
And there's all those different versions.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I hope not.
I hope not, because how do you stop that?
I'm still
Kylo Ren could take on one Rey, and he might be able to win that, but he can't take on an army of Reys. And there's the whole thing about the extended universe, where the Emperor has cloned before in the extended universe that got wiped away. He made clones of himself. There's been clones of Luke. There's been
that would make
all
sense.
Sorts of stuff.
I guess if they introduced the reason the Emperor survived is as a clone.
I don't think the Emperor. I think the Emperor is going to be haunting the Death Star, the old Death Star.
Oh yeah, because they have Force ghosts, don't they?
Yeah, but not Sith. The Sith are known to haunt objects.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. But no, I'm still banking on her being a Kenobi.
No. I don't think so. No.
Well, because you were saying about
I'd rather...
They had the voice clips in the original one.
Yeah, but she's just a Jedi. I'd like to see Ewan McGregor come back in Rise of Skywalker and get all these Force ghosts to get Anakin, get Yoda.
Because it hasn't been confirmed, did you say, about why Ewan McGregor's been brought back? Just that he's playing.
Oh no, he's brought back to the Disney Plus series.
Okay. Well, I mean, it would be a good time to bring that back. Like I said, they did do all the voice clips of the various people who.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that seems likely.
These are your first steps.
Well, I enjoyed the idea that she is a Palpatine as well, but I don't think they're going to go with that.
No, there's so many theories out there as to what she is.
My favourite is still that Snoke was the guy who hit his head as a stormtrooper
on the door.
That's the door. Or as Mace Windu as he fell.
So we've got a few months. I imagine we'll get a full trailer for this. Probably soon-ish, I imagine, because it normally comes with Monday Night Football in America, and I don't know when their football season starts. The Marvel panel was a little bit short on this bit. Whether we got a confirmation of Black Panther 2,
nice,
which is going to be 2022.
Wait, confirmation in what way? Because that had already been announced, right?
It hadn't been officially announced by Marvel.
Huh.
And we didn't get anything about it at San Diego, but Ryan Coogler came out. It's going to be called Black Panther 2,
wow.
Which to me says they couldn't think of a title without spoiling it. Because my theory was that it was going to be, if you go and watch our In Development, my pitch for that Black Panther film was that it was going to be Black Panther Atlantis, because we were going to do some Namor stuff.
Yeah.
And that would work quite well. They kind of tease that a little bit in Endgame, where Okoye says about there being tidal waves or stuff, or tsunamis.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is that enough of a link?
That's enough of a link for me.
Hey, guess what? Water exists. Oh my god, Namor!
But yeah, they didn't really say anything about that. They got a little bit more of the Eternals in the Kit Harington is going to be in the Eternals. Jon Snow is joining as Black Knight, a character I know nothing about, as I don't with any of the Eternals. But apparently he's going to carry over to more than one film, apparently.
Well, yeah, it's Kit Harington. They're gonna like squeeze him for all the money that they can make.
But again, they confirmed that he was going to be in it, because I think it got leaked like a day earlier that he was joining the MCU, and everyone's like, oh, he's going to be Wolverine. Nope. Black Knight.
He'd be a bad Wolverine.
Who was it you said should be who he should be?
I was saying that I thought Kit Harington would be a really good Kraven the Hunter.
That was it.
For Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, technically they're different universes now. Maybe it could be. But yeah, they just announced that Gemma Chan, who will play Cersei in Eternals, and Barry Keoghan, or I don't know, he's one of those Irish names.
I
don't know how to pronounce it, but he's going to be in it as well. Then Pixar came out. We got Tom Holland came out, and he said, "I love you 3000" to everyone there, because he got like a standing ovation apparently, and everyone was like cheering every time he said a word. And he's like, "It's been a crazy week. I love you 3000." But they showed off quite a lot apparently, about 8 minutes of Onward, the next Pixar film that we're getting.
Yeah, I think this is not
animated bright. So apparently in the footage that they showed in the film, him and Chris Pratt play brothers, and Tom Holland and Chris Pratt play brothers. It's animated.
Right.
It's Pixar.
Yeah, even their voices.
Well, one's young, one's older.
Right.
And apparently they try and use a spell to bring back their dad back to life.
Okay.
But it only brings back the bottom half of their dad.
This is like Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, but that's about all we know. I'm sure we'll get a full trailer for that in the coming weeks.
Grim. All right.
But it sounds great. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I think I like. Although I make fun of like how it's going to work, I like the casting in terms of their.
I like the casting. I like that we'll get a decent Bright film, because that's what this is going to be pretty much.
All right. Yeah, Bright will be great.
No. And the other Pixar film that was announced, I think, but they gave us a little bit more detail on, was Soul, which will have Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey.
Soul sounds like it should be the title of the other film.
Well, I mean, not when Jamie Foxx is playing a soul. Apparently, or I don't know if he's playing the soul, but apparently you literally see a soul like coming to life or whatever it is, and then it goes into a person.
Okay.
And in the footage they showed, it goes...
Jamie Foxx's origin story.
It goes into a person, and he because it's about jazz. It's about a jazz teacher.
Yeah, two versions of Soul.
Yeah. You see why they did it. It's about a jazz teacher who gave up his career of wanting to be a jazz performer to be a teacher.
So in this one they're going to be like, oh, well, you didn't give up your career, you've got a new career where you've inspired thousands of people.
But it's with his soul. But apparently the soul goes from like different...
So his soul's going to die.
Well, that's the thing. Apparently in the footage they show, the soul goes into someone and they start playing the piano really well, and then they die.
This just sounds like
and the soul goes out and then goes into.
Sounds like a watered down Inside Out.
But I don't know. It could be interesting.
It could.
It's Pixar, so you have faith in it.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a great film. I don't know. It just sounds like there's a little bit of a different kind of theme to this one, but it just sounds like they're going to overlap a lot of the metaphor, comedy and metaphor ideas that they had for Inside Out. Like they're going to do a lot of visual representations of the soul and things like that.
Yeah. There wasn't too much else. We got a little bit more of Frozen 2 that wasn't released to us, so that's a couple months away.
What's going to be the catchy song in that film?
All of them, probably. Oh no. And Maleficent, which is also out in a month or so's time.
I think Maleficent will be just fine.
I think, yeah, probably. Then The Rock came out, and they think they showed some footage for Jungle Cruise, which comes out next year with Emily Blunt.
Sounds bad. Don't know if you're at it. Sounds bad.
Sounds like a Rock film.
Yeah.
And might be alright.
Yeah. It's probably better than Rampage.
The only other Marvel thing that I forgot to touch on was Black Widow, where they showed off some more stuff for that.
Oh yeah, I thought they were doing that.
Nice. And a poster, which kind of got leaked from D23.
Do we know when it's set in the...
That was it. But it's set... I think it's set a little bit all over the place, and so there'll be flashbacks.
That's fine.
But I think primarily it's going to take place after Civil War.
Okay.
Which will then be... Because that comes out May next year, or April probably for us. That will tie into the Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think that comes out around then as well.
Nice.
They also gave quick stuff on Mulan, which comes out next year as well.
Again, with these other Disney films, I don't care for it.
Cruella. They just gave a quick, apparently...
I didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, with Emma Stone. It's not next year, it's the year after.
Ooh,
they just showed a picture.
That's an interesting casting.
It's weird because I thought she was going to like transform or like gradually go into the sort of...
She's like that from the beginning.
It looks like that just from the picture. They've just released the picture. They
I would be interested to see how a youngish woman turned into that. That would be an interesting film.
Yeah.
Like the family background.
And then the other one that they announced was Raya and the Last Dragon, which is some animated film, but apparently the animation looks incredible.
What studio's doing that?
I think that's just Disney.
Right.
Disney Studios.
So is this How to Train Your Dragon?
I don't know. We didn't get anything really from that. It's just they showed stuff.
I did hear about this. I just don't know much about it.
I know Aquafina's in it, and I know that the animation looked incredible. When did you realise that animation had got to this insane point that we're at now?
When?
Because for me, I think it was Moana. There was some parts of that.
I think the water effects in that were great. I don't think I've ever been like really, really.
There were bits in Coco as well.
I haven't seen Coco.
Of
I've heard really good
grandma.
things about animation.
Yeah, and obviously there were parts in Toy Story 4, like the cat in Toy Story 4, and grass and water in there.
I think the thing is, like, all of those show examples of amazing progression.
Yeah.
However, Lion King, I mean, it might be in a few years' time to look back and go, that's terrible. But Lion King
is the highest grossing film of animated all time.
If you turn that on silent, took a load of clips from it out of order, and then put David Attenborough at the top, and I would just think it was a next job.
Exactly.
Everything else, like as amazing as you can get on. I tell you actually as well, Lego Movie with
that's a really good point.
Realistic plastic figures.
Yeah,
that look
and
like
also the insane amount of detail they put on.
Yeah, I'd say Lego Movie and
really
Lion King were the two that really were like, oh my god, what can they do now?
Yeah. So that's kind of it for the D23 area and our recap of that. So let's move into box office, the bit that we're not really doing because Tommy's not here.
Yeah, I tune out for this bit.
But I'm just going to reel off what was... I didn't make predictions last week. But the Lion King came in at 5th place with 8 million. And literally only a couple thousand more was Hobbs & Shaw in 4th place. Now a film called Overcomer, which I've never even heard of until I was doing research for this. Again, only a couple hundred. This was 100,000 more than Hobbs and Shaw, so it was all really close to that bottom part of that. Ready or Not also got 8 million, which came in at 6th place. Number 2 was Good Boys with 11.6 million, and Angel Has Fallen was number 1 with 21.4 million. And your films coming out this weekend, there's nothing major because it's coming out next week.
Oh yeah.
So no one wants to get in the way of that. So that's it for this week's episode of In Case You Missed It. If you aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go and check on there. We had an In Development out, which was edited by a mutual friend, Callum Frank.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
He did Star Trek. He animated our Tarantino Star Trek In Development. George, Tommy, and myself all pitched a Tarantino Star Trek film. And George knows a lot about Star Trek. Me and Tommy do not. And we have an In 10 coming out this week. I won't tell you what it is because it depends on other people. And because I think Lewis is doing the one that comes out this week. So Lewis, if you're listening to this, you have till tomorrow to send me the files.
Do it.
But yeah, check back. That'll be out on Wednesday. And we'll be back next week. Maybe Tommy will be back next week.
Maybe I kidnapped him and I keep him in the cupboard.
What would you like to plug this week? Who did you say? Nick Offerman.
Yeah. If you haven't switched me back to Nick Offerman, because I said to switch back to
Jeff Goldblum.
earlier. So yeah.
So
Nick, we are seeing Nick.
So you're Nick Offerman at the beginning, and
then in the middle I was briefly
Jeff Goldblum,
and now
you're
Nick Offerman again.
Okay, just to be clear for the person editing.
Just also to be clear, we are seeing him live at the end of the
Sunday.
week.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's going to be great.
Yes, and you can find all of Insider Network stuff on Facebook. You just search Insider Network, Insider Network at Insider Network on Instagram, at Insider Network _ on Twitter. Keep up to date with film news and stuff. That's where Tommy gets his film news, and he runs Insider Network, and that's where
to be fair, I do get a big chunk of mine these days. It's actually quite useful.
Yes, it is.
Go check them out, guys.
And you can follow me at Floodgate28, and we'll be back next week for another episode. Goodbye.
See you later.